So, one of my favorite things in Warframe is fun yet extremely powerful weapons. And the Ouma is the very definition of that. Today we'll be taking a look at the Ouma and why I think it is the best Tomfa aside for something that really has a power like the Telos Boltes. This is a completely different archetype in terms of just whatever they're Tomfas. Right? The Almas are actual melee, while the Telos Boltes are the spin to win, stay at range kind of weapon. I mean, of course, you have stuff. I'm thinking of getting the dual commas soon, but I mean, honestly, it doesn't seem like it's worth. Otherwise, the the Omas are most likely the best melee weapon in the game, or not the melee weapon in the game, the best Tomfa in the game in terms of its utility provided and its amazing damage output, as the Ouma has 100 base electricity damage, which is the most damage out of all the Tonfas. Take a look at some. Yeah, this has like 70 or 80. Still doesn't beat it. And yeah, I really want to get the Causticus though. Just seems like fun. But take something like the Haruda. I heard these things were amazing. Uh, Actually, no, they don't even have that good of stats. Highest damaging, whatever there is, but yeah, overall, just. I mean, the other, I know they outbeat the Telos Boltes' base damage, but the thing about the Telos Boltes is, it's an actual longer range melee weapon, so. Yeah, it still beats, like, the Oma is melee damage, still beats out the, the Telos Bolte, so if you're taking it at close range, then yeah. It does have its own stance mod, Silver and Outcast, but otherwise, I don't think it's worth it, honestly. It's Gemini Cross is much better for proccing and all that. Now, the good thing about the Oma is it comes with a base status chance of 30% and a nice 15% crit chance, which opens it up to a nice hybrid build, which we will show, I think, right here. But, not yet. So here it is. So this is the Grenier build. Notice how we're using Spoiled Strike and Fury as per usual. This thing has actual really good attack speed. But if you really, also the Oma has a nice little special attack to it that when you slam on the ground, it shocks an enemy. Hold on, let me show you. Now if you actually slam on them, the damage is quite crispy. But hitting them from a range just does the CC stun. And that's what I think brings along our next and our favorite stealth king, Loki. The thing about Loki is he's one of the best melee frames in the game, without a doubt. I mean, he has the stealth multipliers, and he has the melee, and he can pretty much get away with anything. But with the fact that he has the Oma, which allows him to have stealth multipliers with corrosive, with a 100% status chance, this guy will eat them up. And let me show you why. Here's the build. It's a very simple 100% status chance build with prime pressure point, a simple elemental mod, and a fury. Overall, pretty simple build. If I would to replace something, it would be more of a fun build, just going Fever Strike, but it's going to keep, if you want more Blast, you're going to go something like Molten Impact, but if you want more corrosive, Shocking Touch or Fever Strike would be your answer. Either one of them. And you want to have all 4 dual stat elementals on them to actually help out the status chance a bit. We're going to... the stun actually does help with the corrosive procs, but you have to be close to them in order to proc it. Holding the block combo is always the best way. The final strike on the Gemini Cross stance does the most damage. As you see, I think it's a triple multiplier, but honestly, who cares about damage when you actually have one of the best and most fun weapons in the game? You stun, you hit. And the stuns weaken them too. It's a very, very powerful weapon. These are level 105s. So, yeah. Those are the stealth multipliers. If you want to see something like Volt, who's a heavy melee frame in terms of pure fun, but he only is really good against, or with crit builds, as that's when he moves super fast, we'll still show. You still do a hefty amount of damage, but the Naramon build is probably the best for him. But still, we're not into that build yet. If you don't have a Volt, or if you don't have Naramon, or if you don't want to make a hybrid crit build, Rhino's gonna be your guy for these first 2 builds, as his Iron Skin provides him a lot in terms of survivability, which means if you want to take the Ouma into a nice survival mission, you're gonna have to take Rhino. Now, it actually isn't doing as much damage as you would like because you do not have the stealth multipliers, which is why Ivara or Loki would actually do a lot better. As you see, I shredded them with Loki and Ivara, but not doing that much damage. But the 100% status chance is helping with the CC of the blast and the corrosive. Go down. And if you combined the if you combined the blast proc with the slam proc, it actually does a fair amount of damage. But you have to actually hit them. But I'd rather just do that. So let's actually get into the Corpus Killer build, and you're definitely gonna want to run Rhino for this. Actually, that's a different Rhino build. I'm a freaking Rhino, dude. This one's gas and magnetic, which is meant for Corpus in many different ways, of course. Corpus techs, known as the BPS Corpus units and the most damaging Corpus units, which make them a very big threat. But combine that with an Ouma with 100%, fuck me in the ass. Damn, did a lot of damage there. Hold on. So combine the Ouma with a 100% status chance build. They ain't gonna have much fun, and I ain't either. And these guys, like the Corpus, are the faction that actually do the most damage. So if you can, let's show you the build with the Loki Prime, shall we? Shall we? Are you sure? You ready for this amount of overpoweredness? You are? Oh, okay. Let's go. So we already started off with killing 4 of them in the center with 1 slam. About 2 to 3 shotting those guys right there. Stealth multipliers are basically just invis multipliers. Loki makes this weapon godly, as the damage does multiply up. Now, if you want to run the Volt Naramon strat, I highly recommend for you to use this very last build. And this very last build is fantastic. Takes up 3 extra mod slots, but it's still worth it in every way. You'll still have enough. No form is needed on any of these builds. No, you still don't need them. So, as you see, I have a Blood Rush body count build with no Fury. But they still attack extremely fast nonetheless. You take someone as good as a Volt who is meant for, long distance survivals. This thing has elemental with 100% elemental with corrosive procs on it, which means it's going to be meant for the corrupted heavy gunners. Of course, building up your combo is going to be the issue here, but against a bunch of no levels, now, I don't have my Naramon procced as of right now, but as you see, the damage over time is pretty insane. So we proc Naramon. Now you're going to actually see some numbers. These are numbers you will not see on any other frame. Besides maybe Loki. This is speed and numbers combined to actually make the most out of your frame. Known for melting them completely. No Fury is needed in that build at all. Now, for Corpus, you usually just want to flip these 2 mods up and over, and you'll get that. You get the most out of it. Now, be careful when going into a Corpus tech fight, because you're not going to have fun. Now, yes, you will have the numbers, but you might usually want to approach them from above and come down with the slam. That's really what you want to do. You still get the stealth multipliers, and you get the combo multiplier for damage. More than Loki does, because you have the speed and the berserker combined. As this is by far the most powerful, but hard to set up for an early game. Anyways, that's it for the video. Otherwise, that is the Ouma. A high CC weapon that can still do extreme amount of damage with extreme amount of attack speed with making yourself look sexy as fuck doing it. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Please leave a like and possibly subscribe. It would make my day. Tell me what you think about the OP Ouma. I love it. I don't know if you guys do. But you know what? Just to have fun, let's do this. This is gonna be annoying, but that's not what I wanted. Bombards are so powerful. You have to stay invisible. I was originally, going with a Maiming Strike build so I could fit one more elemental in there. But didn't work out too well. Bombards are probably the beefiest enemy in the game, and they can take a lot of damage, and I just 3-shotted one and, doing all the deeps just like This is my proud build right here, guys. This is probably going to be my signature weapon from now on. There's always the Galatine and then the Kana Prime, but we'll do one more test round. But anyways, that's the video. I mean, this is stuff you won't ever really see in another YouTuber's video in Warframe. These are numbers, and these are stats. And this is the Ouma. Peace out, guys.